once the Lubavitcher Rebbe, I was by the Lubavitcher Rebbe, and it was announced that he would give out dollars. Every Sunday, he used to give out dollars. This is like for 5 years in a row, something. The Rebbe gave out dollars. People would line up, long, long lines. One line of men, one line of women. In each line, there must have been, I don't know, 1,000, 2,000, 5,000 people, a lot of people. Some people know how to estimate crowds. A lot of people, they would stand in lines. Well, one time it ended up that the line was delayed. The Rebbe was supposed to start giving dollars at 11 o'clock or something, and they announced that he's only going to give at 1 o'clock. So everybody was already standing in line. So they were all waiting. The men's line went through 770. It went through the building, through 770, wound around. There was a poor person that used to go around. There's a lot of poor. There's a whole group of them, maybe 10, 15. They're regulars in 770, and they go around and they collect charity. Everybody gives them $1, a quarter, or whatever. So one of them, he went around and he asked people for money, and people gave it to him, but the line didn't move, so it was the same people there. So he had finished the whole line. So I talked to him. We started talking. So I said, listen, how long have you been doing this? He said, I've been doing it for 3 years, 4 years. I said, did you yourself ever stand on the line and get $1 from the Rebbe? He said, nah, I didn't do that. If I did that, then I would waste my time standing in line. I wouldn't be able to go around and collect. I would just, now I can get, a lot of dollars. And if I stood in line, I would just get $1 from the Rebbe. So I said, yeah, but the Rebbe's dollar is different. The Rebbe's dollar is a blessing. So he said, listen. I don't need to get $1 from the Rebbe for the blessing. I just see the Rebbe. That's enough for me for a blessing. He said, listen, I want to tell you something. He said, you want to know why people do sins in the world? You want to know why people do sins? He says, people do sins because they don't believe in God. That's the only reason. They don't believe that God cares about them. They don't believe God exists. That's why people do sins. They don't believe in God. He said, well, what I'm saying now, you might say that this is, how do you say, apicorsis, apostasy against the Torah. He said, but when I see the Rebbe, I see God. Which that's like this week's Torah portion. It says when Moses came down with the tablets, his face shined. So they saw Moses was called the Ish Elokim. So as long as Moses was there, they knew that God was there. As soon as they thought Moses wasn't going to come down from Mount Sinai, then they worshiped the golden calf. How could they do that? God was providing for them bread from heaven. How could they do it? Because when they saw Moses' face, they saw the face of God. He said, every time, therefore, I don't need $1. Every time I see the Rebbe's face, he said, that's the biggest blessing of all. Have a good day with Mashiach. Now, see you all. God willing, tomorrow. Tomorrow is a fast day. Fast day. And we will have class though tomorrow morning. We will have class tomorrow morning. Even though today, the classes started a little bit late because last night there was just nonstop bombing. Like the Iranians are shooting bombs. It's like every 15 minutes, everybody had to run down to the bomb shelters. And, there were sirens waking people up, etc. like that. So, therefore, it's a little bit interrupting. I suppose, certainly from the Iranian side, they would like to shoot bombs forever. They're just waiting for this moment. But I personally think that there's going to be big miracles. Listen, who am I? But I remember when there was the war with Iraq, the Gulf War, and Iraq shot 39 missiles into Israel. 39. And they exploded and they did terrible damage. They knocked down whole buildings and no one was hurt. And the Rebbe, before the whole thing happened, the Rebbe said, that's exactly the way it's going to be. No one's going to get hurt. Israel is the safest place in the world. And that blessing still stands to this very day. So hopefully Purim is going to be tomorrow night. So hopefully that's it. It'll be a big miracle. The Gulf War ended on Purim. And then also on Purim, that's it. It stopped. The whole thing stopped. Big miracle. So let us hope that this war will also stop now, and that there'll be the end of evil in the world.